Okay, let's go.
Okay, welcome to American Rants, episode 8. Today, we're going to discuss this guy on the screen, Gavin Newsome, governor of California. So this came out a couple days ago. I found it on X, and if you haven't seen it, you're going to see it now. So let's give it a listen and see what he's got to say.
In recent days, federal agents have knocked on the doors of family, friends, and former employees. Not because they found a crime, because they're simply trying to find one. They're demanding records. They're abusing the grand jury process, digging through years and years of random documents. Donald Trump isn't just coming after me because of my mean tweets. He's coming after me because I'm considering running for president.
If he is considering running for president, I would like everyone to see the track record of California.
Because he hates that I've consistently called him out over and over again for his lies and deceit. Donald Trump is simply the most corrupt president in American history.
So far, unless he becomes president.
He's turned the levers of government into his own personal power ministries to reward cronies and to try to jail his opponents. His personal attorney now runs the Department of Justice, which has repeatedly gone after his political enemies.
Now, I could be wrong, but under Biden and his DOJ, I believe they went after their political opponents. They went after Trump quite a few times. So it's almost like the pot calling the kettle black.
Ask Jerome Powell. Sent them after James Comey, Tish James, Adam Schiff. He sent them after Tim Walz, and a woman that a jury found Donald Trump had sexually abused. One by one, anyone who has challenged Donald Trump has ended up on his hit list. And today, I proudly join that list.
Now, he mentioned the whole, I forgot that lady's name. Anyways, the sexual abuse claim that happened 50 years ago or something. I don't know. It's calling people out on their stuff, but I'm pretty sure this dude, pretty sure it's what I heard, but I'm sure people can find it out. When he was mayor, he was screwing somebody in his staff. That was not his wife. So, same, but different. But still same.
After calling for my arrest last year, Donald Trump directed his Department of Justice to investigate me. And just in the last week, I've learned that his campaign has reached my own home. To get me, he's coming after my wife, Jen, a public servant, a woman who's dedicated her life to supporting women and girls, someone who has done nothing wrong other than having the temerity to advocate for what she believes in.
Now, I would agree normally with what he is saying. They should be leaving family members out of this unless they're tied up into whatever is going on in the background, in the scenes. Because, I mean, if for all I know, like, she could have no idea what is going on, and it is somebody who he has instructed in the background of her business that would be making these decisions to, well, whatever the corruption is, and if they find any. So for all I know, she is completely innocent.
If they can't intimidate me, they'll go after the mother of our children. Donald Trump picked the wrong target. We have nothing to hide. His political operatives can take every record and read every page, but they'll be looking in the wrong place. Because if they really want to find corruption, look no further than 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Donald Trump is selling the presidency. He's running the largest cash heist in American political history, trading foreign tariff relief for approval of his golf courses, day trading behind the Resolute desk, reaping hundreds of millions of dollars in personal profit. And he's doing it.
And so is almost every single person in Congress or anybody who is making decisions on anything that will move the stock market. So I will admit that Trump has been caught doing that, but a lot of people in Congress that we have put there, they do the same thing. I wouldn't be surprised if he has too.
Openly, he's doing it on camera. He did it last night on the White House lawn. He's doing it through cryptocurrencies. He's doing it through the receipt of a $400 million private jet from a foreign government that he plans to keep when he leaves office. Through his son's ventures in countries where his own administration is simultaneously making policy. His personal fortune has skyrocketed by $4 billion since making his return to office. This is the behavior of a regime, not a republic. The White House has become a marketplace for sneakers and coins and watches, cologne, guitars, Bibles, and phones. Influence for sale, access for sale. And today, my family and I can personally confirm that justice is for sale. To Donald Trump, who I know is watching because he watches everything, I have a message for you. You can subpoena my records. You can investigate me. You can harass me. Put my name on every and any enemies list you have, but leave my wife and family out of your personal vendetta. I'd like to say something to my wife. These times are not normal. They're not ordinary. I love you, and I'm sorry he's doing this. You have not earned a single one of the indignities that he's trying to inflict on you and our children. And to Donald Trump, this country does not belong to you. It does not belong to your cronies. And we're going to fight your lawlessness. And we're going to continue to remind the people of this country of your corruption. That same corruption our founders warned us against as we move to celebrate our 250th anniversary. I'm going to keep reminding Americans of what they warned would happen if a man with no character ever held the office of presidency.
Okay,
Okay, so yeah, that was his statement on X. Just blaming Donald Trump, the Department of Justice, for coming at him for basically nothing. He has nothing to hide, so if he has nothing to hide, there should be no complaints. As for, it seems like every administration, no matter what it is, Democrat, Republican, things like the DOJ, FBI, CIA, everyone abuses the power. That goes for every single administration, no matter which side of the aisle they land on. And I don't think that would even change under President Gavin Newsome, which I don't think he could be president or would be. I'd like to think there's a lot of common sense in the United States. I'm sure the Democrats have a number of people that they can run who would be a better candidate. Definitely not Kamala Harris, but definitely not Gavin Newsome either. But we'll see what happens if he does announce he is running, and I guess we're also going to find out what will come out of this investigation. But again, he is 100% focusing and blaming it on Donald Trump. But then this came out, so let's listen to this clip.
a lot to unpack here, but off the top, as of right now, Monday, June 15th, neither Governor Gavin Newsome nor his wife, Jennifer Siebel Newsome, have been subpoenaed or arrested by federal authorities. Governor Gavin Newsome released a video this morning announcing that he is under investigation, and his wife, by the U.S. Department of Justice. He essentially said it's at the direction of President Donald Trump and Todd Blanche. I've heard from multiple sides of this, including several sources close to the situation. Here's what we know. Now, this all apparently started with the banks associated with the nonprofit organizations and businesses that are associated with the governor and his wife. Apparently, these banks were subpoenaed for the financial records of these entities. Now, it's not clear exactly which ones as of tonight. Then, last week, according to the governor's office, more than a dozen people associated with the Newsomes were either approached or interviewed by the FBI. Family, friends, former employees, associates. Now, sources who spoke to me on the condition they remain anonymous told me that it's not the U.S. Department of Justice in Washington that's investigating him. It's the Eastern District of California, the U.S. Attorney's Office here in Sacramento.
Oh, shit. It's from your own state. That is crazy.
Oh, that is. Apparently, there are multiple investigations that started a year ago from whistleblowers who provided information to the U.S. Attorney's Office here.
So it's coming from whistleblowers that worked for Gavin Newsom. It's coming from California Department of Justice. And I believe it was started under Biden's DOJ. So why he is blatantly blaming Trump, which I'm sure even if Trump knew about it, he wasn't going to stop it anyway. So I guess you can blame him for that. But started in your own state, man. So hopefully the whistleblowers who did work for you don't really have anything. But I'm willing to bet that if they did have something and they told some kind of credible evidence against you, then that's why you're being called out now. Could be wrong, but who knows? But let's move on.
And there are other people, too, that were not shocked by this because she's known to be sort of an intense person, very loyal to the people that she's working for, but has a brash style. She's pleaded not guilty, but these other two individuals that were named in the indictment that you showed images of them, that is Sean McCluskey. He was the former HHS secretary, Javier Becerra's chief of staff, and he was in court today pleading not guilty.
Okay, so the lady in the clip right here that you guys are watching, not the anchor, but that's Dana Williamson, and she was the first initial whistleblower to go up against or to speak out against Gavin Newsom. So, again, not Trump. It was part of his own administration.
And this all stems around essentially theft regarding the former HHS secretary and a campaign account. So those two individuals, they have accepted plea deals. But I can tell you guys, I combed through that 23-page indictment. Pretty intense. It involves audio recordings.
So, anyways, I guess we're just going to have to see what comes out of that. Whatever the investigation turns up, I'm sure the people will find out. Doesn't seem to be looking too good, but you know, he may come out of this. I mean, he's got good hair and he's got great hand gestures. I don't understand what it is with politicians and hand gestures. You got Gavin Newsom always doing this, moving his fingers around, but then you always got Trump always moving his damn hands. I don't get it. They both suffer from the Ricky Bobby complex. Anyways, this next clip is Anna Kasparian. She is a host of The Young Turks, which is a YouTube podcast. I definitely don't agree with everything that these guys say, but at the same time, she seems to be going to more center. And lately, there's been a lot of things that she has been saying and speaking out against that I actually do agree with. But this is just a clip from a podcast that she was on talking about California. So let's listen to what she has to say about her home state.
We pay very high taxes in California. We get very little as like working people in return. It's full stop. Mm-hmm. Okay. The amount of money, I mean, even with the gases, right? We pay a higher gas tax in California. And what is that money supposed to be used for?
Roads.
Well, for roads.
They're not. Oh my God. The potholes are horrible. They don't fix them.
The roads are they're just terrible, right? There's potholes everywhere. You're correct. There's trash everywhere. I think the Department of Sanitation is in need of more workers, and that's like playing into it. But what's also playing into it is this, honestly, the homeless issue, yes. And the fact that the city just allows them to like hoard literal garbage. And they say, no, it's not garbage, it's their belongings. But I'm sorry, like fast food bags from a month ago those are not belongings. It's literal trash. These are people who have mental health issues.
So, I wouldn't say like she like hates her state. She likes California, from what I can gather. I mean, she did not recently, but a little while ago, go through a bad experience of interactions with I believe it was a homeless man while she was out walking her dog. Did inappropriate things behind her. I'm not sure if he physically touched her or not, or was just standing there, but I'm sure it was a scary experience for her. But I mean, when she was talking about like gas prices, I mean, is that Donald Trump's fault, or is that Democratic policies that are in California? And I ask it just because, I mean, gas prices vary all across the United States. I mean, but they seem to have the highest gas prices. I mean, is that taxes that the state is putting on it that would cause it to go as high? Because where I'm at, it's half of whatever they pay. That's what we get. So if they're at like, $8, almost $9 a gallon, we're sitting over here around $4.50, something like that. But she did mention the homeless problem, and I do want to touch base on that because that's where I think a lot of the. Well, before I get into the homeless thing, this part is mainly just talking about money and how it's disappearing. But also, he had the project of the high-speed rail. Now, the high-speed rail, I believe, was approved in '96 and started being built in 2015. Yeah, 2015. And as of right now, they have laid the foundation for it, like for where the track's going to go, about 80 miles. And they have spent, I want to say it's, I'm going to go on the low end. The low end, I believe I heard, was $14 billion, but I think it is now up to $24 billion. And that is just to pave the way for the track. They haven't even physically laid the track down yet. So where is that money going? I don't know, California taxpayers. I mean, and the United States taxpayers. I'm pretty sure they got some kind of grants and stuff going into that as well. So, but mainly Cali. But, if you guys aren't outraged, why should we be? This is a clip from, I believe it was TikTok. And this is just about this lady's reporting on Skid Row. So let's see what she has to say about the homeless crisis that's going on out there.
LA Skid Row, and I want to point out a few things that's gone on here in the past few years. In 2023, Gavin Newsome set aside $750 million to build tiny homes for people just like this that are surrounding by me. Somehow that money is gone. In 2019, they set aside $24 billion to go towards the homeless. Somehow that money is gone. It's unaccounted.
See, maybe that's where I got the $24 billion from the clip. I don't know. Maybe it was only $14 billion. But at the same time, $750 million to put to a side, I would assume you could, if you can work around all the permits you guys have out there, build some sort of small apartment living, just like a crap load of studio apartments. Don't even have to be that big, just like enough for a bed, enough to swing your legs over, stand up. You got a little sink and toilet right there, and at least you're inside. You got warmth during the winter. You got some AC going on during the summer, and we don't have like tent cities popping up all over California and a lot in LA. But it's just my opinion. I would like to think that $750 million can go far.
I want to talk about a few politicians from here. One is Nancy Pelosi. She's been serving these people since 2007. Her net worth is over $120 million. And
I'm pretty sure it's higher than that. And she is like the best stock trader in the world. Sorry, her husband is the best stock trader in the world. While hedge funds and some professional traders, day traders, I believe they consider 65% winnings like a good year. That's good. But I believe at 1 year, I forgot what it was, she was up by like 3,000%. So she is amazing. her husband's amazing, and he knows how to call these trades.
Another person here, Maxine Waters, she's been serving the people here in California since 1990. Her net worth is over $10 million. And Gavin Newsome, who knows what his net worth is?
The problem is lobbyists. Like, why they won't get rid of the lobbyists out there, it's crazy. And why we don't speak up about it and try and get rid of them, it's beyond me. These career politicians, or even people coming in to serve whatever term they do. But, they only make like $170,000 a year, or that's what they're supposed to. And when people go in, even if they came in, it's like semi-wealthy. I think it was Bill Clinton. He came in worth $2 million. But when he got out, he was worth $240 million. And you ain't going to convince me that them just walking around or doing speeches for companies that are hiring, these politicians to talk. There's no way they made that amount of money in office. It's the lobbyists, and the government has just gotten corrupt. I mean, obviously, it's not every single person in the government, but it's a lot of them.
But we know he is building a $9 million home in San Francisco, California. There are leaders. The leaders of California, they failed these people here in Los Angeles and in California. California has actually been one of the highest states in America that people have fled from. Over 66 million people have left California in the last few years. And yet Gavin Newsome, he's out there holding a podcast.
Which I don't even think his podcast really went anywhere. I know Charlie Kirk went on it. I don't know if he had any more guests, but I haven't really seen anything. I know I was watching out for it, but who knows? Yeah, so anyways, I mean, obviously he doesn't get gifts like Donald Trump did with that jet, but I think I read somewhere that he was gifted a home, a $4 million home, and then refied and sold it. And I guess when you do something like that, I got to look into it, but when you do something like that, I guess it's like tax-free, and now he's, building his $9 million home on a governor's salary. Maybe he has a side hustle I don't know about.
No, because I have a homeless drug addict family member right now, but the difference is he's homeless in Arizona, and guess what? Guess what they do in Arizona? They don't allow tent cities. They don't allow any of that shit that they allow in LA. And when he was sleeping in a blocked off area that he's not supposed to be in, he got woken up, not by a bunch of crackies asking him for more crack, by cops pointing a gun at his head saying, "Get the fuck up, you homeless drug addict." They took his ass to jail, and they said, "Hey, buddy, you have an option. You can either come to jail or you could get sober and go to rehab." They put him in transitional housing. And guess what? When they showed up and knocked on the door, it was a real place. Isn't that crazy? And they were allowed to go in, and they got a bed, air conditioning. It's all nice and clean for him. They got him an ID. I keep hearing this, and I have a first-hand account by someone who's homeless in another state and who's a drug addict, and they're able to get help so easily, but it's unfathomable here. It really makes you wonder where our fucking taxes are going. Well, they're going to all the NGOs, and they're not helping the homeless people. Sorry, guys, you get pookie pipes and needles. You don't get free food. Oh, and if you do get free food, it's 3 months old.
And that's it. You can see plenty of policies that Karen Bass had cut fundings to, and it was always rolled into like NGOs for homeless programs. So where all the money's going, I don't know. Now, I did find this clip. Obviously, I cannot tell if it is actually in LA. It says it's in LA. And before you think this clip is like kind of far-fetched, I have seen a ton of videos of Americans, everyday Americans who can't afford groceries, going behind like Walmart or a Smith's, some of these grocery stores out here, and they're finding good food being thrown away. I mean, I assume like some of these grocery stores do it just because it's close to expiration. People aren't spending what they used to spend in grocery stores because we can't afford it. We can hardly afford it. I mean, I'm not rich, and I'm not poor. I'm not on the street. But grocery prices even here, like today I went grocery shopping. It was crazy how much money I spent on some of the we didn't even have a big shopping list. We tried to budget it and plan our meals out, but I thought the fact that we were paying these prices for some of these products at the grocery stores, the price ain't going to come down. Because in a pinch, they know we will have to or find a way to pay the prices. But anyways, watch this clip. Let me know what you guys think.
Our hidden cameras caught employees with the LA Homeless Services Authority throwing cases of taxpayer-funded food right into the dumpster. Food that's supposed to go to the homeless now going in the trash.
Jeez, I'm about to start going grocery shopping behind the damn Walmart or Smith's. I mean, it's all free. It's all out there.
You can see it here just come pouring out of the box. And not just once or twice.
It's a sandwich, an apple, and water.
But despite the tens of thousands of homeless going hungry on the streets of LA, no one got to eat this food. Jay Handel chairs the homeless committee for the LA Neighborhood Councils.
This is an app.
Tell you what, if a situation ever happens and my family and I are homeless, I know where to find food. And I won't have to pay for it.
Absolute disgrace. It's a theft of taxpayer dollars.
For months, we watched LASA employees picking up cases of food to give out to those less fortunate. These are outreach workers. They're supposed to spend their days interacting with the thousands of homeless in LA. The aim, according to LASA administrators, is for them to use the food as an opportunity to build trust in the hopes of convincing them to accept government services and housing and get them off your streets.
So, yeah, again, obviously there's no way to verify that was actually a Smith's in LA, but those situations are happening around the United States, not just LA. Whether or not the food was supposed to go to the homeless for some of these other videos that I've seen, I don't know, but this one claims it was for, a homeless outreach program that they should have been getting the food, but also, justifies what she says, they're 3-month-old food in that previous clip. Now, the homelessness and where the money's going to, facilitate and take care of the homeless, I don't see a lot of good progress being made. And if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. Obviously, I don't live in California. But if some of these actual NGOs are going out there with the homeless programs that they do have and making an actual difference, I'd love to hear about it. But that's not the only thing that's happening out there. We just recently had the mayor election for LA. It was Karen Bass and Spencer Pratt and whoever that latecomer was that worked for Karen Bass. It just seems so backwards. I don't want to say yes, there was fraud, but it seems like it. I don't know. But anyways, let's watch this clip and investigations into alleged fraud or election fraud. See what it says.
They right there, they mine.
They're yours?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you paying people? Are you paying people?
I ain't paying nobody.
Neighborhood advocate J.J. Smith had already captured video of the man and his partner paying a homeless couple $5 each to sign petitions in other people's names. Smith asked the man,
"You get $5 for doing it?"
Mm-hmm. You watched the story and you recognized him.
Yes, I recognized him, and I recognized him immediately.
He doesn't want to show his face or use his name. He also asked that I replace his voice with a computer-generated one. He said,
now, whether or not that's an actual person that works with this guy, obviously we can't find out. Change the voice, change the picture so you can't see him. But people, look, I bet it would probably make his life complicated if he was shown on TV. But when did stepping up, whistleblowing, or doing the right thing become such a negative thing to do? For years we've been letting politicians, even Trump and his administration, we've been letting them do and get away with, I mean, obviously, what can we do initially? Just not vote for the same people. How do we get them out? There should be a way for us to get them out. And we shouldn't have to wait 4 years or 6 years, or, term limits need to happen. Career politicians need to go. Lobbyists, they need to go. Nothing's going to change if we can't stand together and do something about it. Now, I'm not advocating for the violent part of getting together and doing something about it, but I don't know if anybody else has ideas on how we can improve the system and force them to listen to us. I would love to hear it.
As the signature gathering community is small and that he has seen Phil Brunson on other jobs.
When you saw our story, what was your reaction?
I was upset. There's a lot of petitioners that are upset because our job is to go out there legally and do it the right way.
I'm sure there's other things. I know Nick Shirley was out there, and there was some sort of fraud going around the, I think it was like the hospice or, elderly centers. And then they started that whole anti-Nick Shirley bill or something like that. Like, even the fact that they even had the time just to attack the kid like that and create a bill and frame it around him is ridiculous. I mean, some of the things that we pay politicians to do and how long it takes them to do it, their 3-month recesses, can't vote on anything properly, or can't get the votes in, no one's passing anything, begging the American people to let them trade, in the stock market because they're not making enough money. We are surviving in the economy you guys put us in, Democrats and Republicans alike. If you can't survive off of your salary, just remember we're living in the world you created for us. This is a guy from California just basically talking about how hard it is out there, so I'll let him talk.
Never accomplished my dreams in the state of California. It is just too damn expensive. Like I said earlier, the average cost of a house here is $700,000. Over there, I can get a nice place for $250,000. Over here, it's just, the dream has fallen. The dream has gone away. California, too expensive, too much red tape, regulations to start a business.
Now, that's just one example of someone complaining about California. But to their credit, I also found a lot of positive videos about moving to California. They didn't seem like that positive to me. But there were some good things in there. But also there was a one that I saw asking about rent, especially downtown LA. How the hell can people afford $12,000 a month? There's one dude said he pays $12,000 a month for his rent. That's crazy. A lot of the other ones were, obviously doable. They're studio apartments for $1,100 if they were on the good side. There was a dude who claimed he lived in Skid Row apartments and he only paid $15 a month. I mean, I'm assuming that's just because the homeless is, kind of taking over that territory and nobody wants to live there, so they'll take whatever they can get, I guess. I don't know how true that one was. I don't know how true any of this is, so feel free to check me on it. But the last clip I got is Joe Rogan, and he's talking to that Spencer Pratt who lost the mayor election run-up. So yeah, he won't be facing Karen Bass in November, and I guarantee you she was terrified to go against him. I don't know a lot of Democrats. I know a few Democrats. And one in particular who, I ain't going to mention her name, but we've been friends for years. She moved to Hawaii. That was gotten, expensive, and she lived in California for the past, I'd say about 3-4 years. 3-4 years. San Diego area, but apparently moving back home because it's just too damn expensive out there. So, yeah. Anyways, last clip, Joe Rogan, Spencer Pratt, and I 100% agree with Rogan.
business.
It's amazing that that guy thinks he could be president.
Not when I'm mayor of LA, because I'm going to cook.
You ain't cooking nobody because you ain't going to be in office.
I just don't understand how anybody could think that he would do a good job. He ruined San Francisco, then he ruined California, and now he wants to ruin the country. Like what how the fuck do they think? Because he talks well, and he doesn't even talk well. He just talks well for people that are
No, it's the hair and it's the hand gestures.
in that position. There's just a lot of people that talk way better than him that aren't interested in the job.
Well, that's what we need to get past. And the audience, the taxpayers, audience, whatever you want to call them, we need to stop falling for performative politics.
That I agree. We need to stop falling for performative politics, because at the end of the day, that's all it is, really. The last good thing that I saw was Massey and who's the Democrat guy? Rokana. I think that's how you say his name. But they're pushing for the release of the files, which I agree with, and I still think everyone should talk about it and not drop it. I still think, despite what Van said on The View, if you caught my previous episode, even if they're all duplicate files, you need to release them. You need to comply with the orders of releasing all documentations. So yeah, performative politics. I'm hoping we can get past it all. Obviously, look at Trump. I mean, I voted for the guy, and there's a lot of stuff that he's doing that I'm like, what the fuck is going on? But anyways, that's all I got for this episode. But if you can, like, share, subscribe, comment, do all that fun shit, and I will catch you next time. Bye.